welcome to episode 657 of Prog Review, and I know you're really enjoying my look at EG Records titles. No, you're not watching them, so but I'm going to carry on because it's what we do. And today we're looking at this album. It's Man Jumping's World Service, not World Service's Man Jumping. I know it's confusing, but look at that bit of design. That's the 80s calling. Hello, this is the 80s. So yeah, these guys are on EG Records. So they're one album and then they toddled off. They lasted for about 4 years. They got their break via Bill Nelson. Bill Nelson, Bebop Deluxe and whatnot. He got them signed on his Cocteau label back in day, and this is their second album. Originally released in 1987. Can't say when because there's not a lot of information about them. But yeah, I was interested to hear this. It's going to be a pretty short review because I've not got a lot to say about it. Because unfortunately, there are reasons why it only lasted for a short period of time. They tried to fuse kind of world music and ethnic sounds. I mean, the bouzouki and koto is credited on the album sleeve, one of the players. And the first opening track, I was promised. I thought, this is going to be a very interesting record, but unfortunately, maybe it was just me. It was totally hamstrung by the production, which is very 80s, very. There's a lot of this. Again, there are very few 80s albums. Sometimes when you get them that can hold up to today's listening, because of the way that they're produced and the way the production's handled and the very abrasive nature which they present themselves, and so it's very difficult to get through it, and I found this very difficult to get through. Is it an album you should check out? No, it isn't. I'm not saying it's a bad album. It's just I didn't enjoy it much. There's not a lot here for me to enjoy. So that's where we're at. I mean, this is a short one. This video is going to be incredibly short. I mean, it's worth it for the opening track, which is called The Perils of Tourism. But apart from that, the songs are very, very long. I mean, the longest one is 8 minutes 30 seconds. Does that make them prog? But it's very wearing. It's a very wearing kind of music. We'll talk about musicians. You got Spyros Bagros on the bouzouki koto, and Alex Balanescu on violin. So you think, that's an interesting combination already. Boris Goodenough on the voice on the first track. Ashley Harvey's voice on track 4, which is called Something in the City. Val Kennedy does contrabass. Again, it's hard to read this because of the way of. Dawson Miller has got percussion. Bruce Knuckles. How the hell are you supposed to read? Seriously, how the hell are you supposed to read this? Look, what does that say? Bruce Knuckles? No one can read that. He's on the trumpet anyway. Yeah, and again, these are just like the guest musicians. Ingrid Perrin, cello, and Jim Williams. The actual band is Andy Blake, Orlando Goff, Simon Limerick, John Lunn, Glyn Perrin, Charlie Seaward, and Sean Tozer. So that's that. But should you try it? I don't know. It's one of those oddities from the 80s. Again, there were a lot of odd albums, a lot of odd bands who were trying to push in different directions, and you got to admire them. You got to admire their creativity and their tenacity. But some of these experiments don't work. Again, let down by the production. Probably need a producer to take them by the hand and say, this is probably a little bit too long. This is a little bit meandering. We need to, focus this. For many, there'll be many people that like this because it has like I say. You got to like dance. You got to like the old 12-inch Megamix. You know, again, if you're a certain age, you know exactly what I'm getting at there. But for me, it just didn't. I just found it very hard listen. Is it progressive? Well, yeah, because they are trying to progress music. They're trying to push forward. Whether the experiment is successful, I think history says no. I don't, you know, because they came and they went. With hindsight, like I say, you've got to admire them. But yeah, it was one of those. It's one of those experiments that didn't quite work out properly. But they're on the EG label, so I was always interested to hear them. I've heard them. We can move on now. Thank you for watching. I'm going to give this 2 on the rocks out of 5. That's 2 on the rocks out of 5. This is me talking about the EG label. I'm just doing some records. Don't worry, you're not watching, so I don't know why I bother talking to you. But I'm gonna plough through because I'm like that, aren't I? You know what I'm like. It doesn't matter. It's only YouTube, and that's that. There's only one more thing left to say, and you know what that is now. Is Prog on.